All right, so for this video, I want to talk to you guys about the 16 of Nashua instigating gang conflict between his employee Crip, young Aunt Hefe, and this guy King Pill, who was a guest on the show. So let me explain. So King Pill is some guy from Pomona who's a rapper who has a song out where he disses the 8-Tray Gangsta Crips. And this guy, young Aunt Hefe, this No Jumper employee Crip, young Aunt Hefe, is an 8-Tray Gangsta Crip. And so long story short, what ends up happening is the 16 gets these two on a podcast together at the same time, and they're sitting right next to each other, and then he starts asking them questions about this diss.
You took the disses out of the Slide remix
and just fully puts them on the spot, and this makes young Aunt Hefe kind of mad because now he has to stand on his crippin'. He has to actually stand on business, and so what happens is young Aunt Hefe is forced to mark out King Pill and mark him out viciously and embarrass him profoundly. And King Pill did not like that one bit, and he blames the 16 of Nashua for orchestrating this by asking that conniving question about gang-related activity. And so by the end of this, King Pill got so mad at the 16 that they ended up having a physical altercation after the podcast ended, and the 16 was being chased around his office by King Pill, and he said that he was considering shooting King Pill. What? Not kidding about that. We're going to get into this right away. And I want to start here. This is the first clip. This is going to be young Aunt Hefe arriving late to the show. And I just want to show you this because young Aunt Hefe is real irritated with the fact that King Pill is a guest on the show. He doesn't like King Pill, and he is aware of the diss that King Pill had in his song. And he wasn't aware that King Pill was even going to be there until a couple hours before the show started. So he's really irritated about this. So when he shows up late, you're going to see him like barely acknowledge King Pill. And then King Pill is going to say, "What's up, blood?" What? And this is crazy. Okay, so watch this.
Oh, I thought you were going to be the last one for sure. Fucking Aunt Hefe in the building.
What's the deal, Black?
I was going to be the last one?
Damn, that's dope that we're going to have.
Wow, so young Aunt Hefe is letting it be known that he doesn't want anything to do with King Pill. He doesn't look at him. He doesn't acknowledge him. He just completely ignores him and just quietly takes a seat next to him. And King Pill's adrenaline is boosting. Young Aunt Hefe as well. They both got that adrenaline rush, that pre-fight adrenaline. They are really nervous right now. And so this next clip is where it starts getting good. This is where young Aunt Hefe starts explaining why he's so late, and it's because he was having car trouble on the way to the show, but he doesn't stop there with his explanation. He goes further and starts talking about how he broke down in a rival gang neighborhood, and he does this purposefully. Young Aunt Hefe brings up this gang politics part of the story so that he can talk about how he's an 8-Tray gangsta so that he can assert himself over King Pill without actually directly banging on him. Does this make sense? Let's roll the clip.
Did you get that from the airport?
No, my shit caught on flat twice. I down there had a heat though situation. My shit caught on flat on Slauson and Crenshaw.
My tire caught on flat? What? I've never heard. Is this something that people say? My tire caught on flat?
On Slauson and Crenshaw. My shit caught on flat again on the freeway. Had to get off the freeway and take the street.
Oh shit.
Was you gonna hit him with the no sir?
Come on, stop it. Niggas know where I'm from, bro. Cut it out.
That shit. Oh, your car broke down in an op hood.
Yeah,
Slauson and Crenshaw.
I see certain niggas can't say I don't bang because they already.
So all young Aunt Hefe had to say there was that his tires caught on flat twice, and unfortunately he was late as a result. But he added these details about being in a rival gang neighborhood when his tires caught on flat, and we didn't need to hear that, but he brought it up anyways because he wanted to establish his gangsterism. And he wanted to check the temperature of this guy, King Pill, and sort of G-check him without actually directly banging on him, okay? And the 16 is just loving this. And so this next clip is going to be the 16 making a joke about what you should do if you ever break down in a rival gang neighborhood.
But he know damn well they knew who he was. He told them no sir.
But if somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, where are you from?" You just say, I work for No Jumper.
Hey, he trying to make me go viral. He trying to make me.
Man,
you know King Pill?
Okay, so not funny at all. And I will say that I've never seen anyone fake laugh this hard at their own joke. If anyone comes up to you and says, "Where are you from?" just say that you're from No Jumper. And it's just not funny at all. And these guys have to fake laugh for their boss as he performs a crinkled nose laugh right in there. This is a CNL, by the way. It's a crinkled nose laugh. What? Everyone knows that a crinkled nose laugh is when you crinkle your nose while fake laughing at something that's obviously not funny.
He trying to make me.
Man,
you know King Pill?
Nah, we ain't never met.
Oh, we gotta do this introduction. King Pill, you ever met Aunt Hefe?
What's the deal?
What's the word? What's the word,
What's
man?
going on, my nigga? Fat Hefe.
No, man. Fiend Pill.
Cause you guys have done videos about each other, right? A little bit?
Nah, we ain't done no videos.
So the 16 uses the crinkled nose laugh to lightheartedly segue into introducing these two. And so they are forced by the 16 to acknowledge each other at this point, and then they shake hands, and then they sort of make lighthearted jokes about each other, and it starts to look like things are going to be okay. But that couldn't be farther from the truth. But let's watch this next clip.
Videos about each other, right? A little bit?
Nah, we ain't done no videos. No, I just did like little videos and just, little shit on the internet, like joking and shit. We ain't never did no. That's why people need to cut the bullshit, because I was on the way over here, like, I was in the car.
Oh my God, listen to this. This is where young Aunt Hefe says that on the way over there, his homie was explaining to him that the 16 had their op in the building, and they're referring to King Pill here. And so young Aunt Hefe feels like he needs to address this because of the pressure from the streets spilling over into the podcast world. And so we're going to see young Aunt Hefe bring this up, and the 16 is going to act completely oblivious, which he is not. He knows exactly what's going on here. He has positioned this meticulously and completely. Now watch this.
That's why people need to cut the bullshit, because I was on the way over here, like, I was in the car with the homie, and the homie was looking at some shit, and he like, yeah, they talking about Adam, you know what I'm saying, got ops. Man, they ops, nigga. Like, what are y'all talking about? Like, nigga, I'm from A-Trade Gangsters in L.A. Like, bro, like, what y'all mean Adam got ops in the room with each other? Like, what the fuck y'all talking about?
Do I? Who's ops?
So the 16 says, what? Who's the ops? He knows exactly who the fuck he's talking about. So the 16 knows what's going on. And what's going to happen next is the 16 is going to take it a step further and ask that fateful question. Why did you take those gang disses against the Trays out of your song? And this is really crazy because the 16 already knows the answer to the question. He's been explained the answer to this question by King Pill and others.
About on a podcast. Now, I already knew the reason why he took it out, which was that, if Bompton Giuno is going to be on the song, and he doesn't want Bompton Giuno to be on a song where he's dissing people that would potentially start issues from Bompton Giuno. Hit a J3, laid it out for a super, super logical. I just wanted to hear King Pill explain it, Like, I didn't think that Aunt Hefe was going to turn up like that.
But for some reason, he wanted King Pill to explain these gang politics on his podcast live in front of someone who he may or may not have dissed.
What? You took the disses out of the Slide remix.
I knew this nigga was gonna bring this shit up.
Hey, Aunt Hefe, I don't even want to tell you one of the disses that I was in the original Slide first.
We ain't doing that one.
Yeah,
man, you knew he was gonna do it. I knew he was gonna do it.
But you took him out.
Yeah,
but there's multiple disses.
Yeah.
It wasn't just that one.
I know. And his version of that word means something else.
Yeah, a lot of my shit that I was talking about was in my local community. You feel me? But yeah, shit, I took it out to reach a wider audience, you feel me?
So I want to be clear about something here. So the 16 knows the answer to this question already. He just wanted King Pill to say it in front of young Aunt Hefe because the 16 wanted young Aunt Hefe to take off on King Pill for content. Because everyone already knows even the chat knows the politics. The 16 said that young Aunt Hefe and King Pill were both looking at the chat, and the chat was taunting both of them and saying that even the chat is aware of the politics. So for the 16 to say he wasn't aware and that he's just ignorant to this whole thing is comical. Everybody knows the politics, even me. What? So this next clip is going to be the mark out. This is where Aunt Hefe marks out King Pill and establishes his dominance over his gangsterism. And this is really something because this could have gone violent. This could have developed into something much more treacherous than it was, thank goodness. But this is the mark out, and so Lush, and even Lush knows the politics. Lush is like, you didn't, like, this wasn't the only diss, you feel me? Like, you didn't really think that this was going to really offend anyone, did you? And it's just pure comedy. So this is it. This is the mark out. This is Aunt Hefe marking out King Pill behind some street shit. Watch this.
But you probably, when you recorded that, you probably weren't expecting it to be like what it became, huh? You didn't know that was going to be like your
Man, I was just giving that shit to my audience, you feel me?
This out, though. We ain't gonna let that linger on. I'm from 83rd Street, bro. Like, and that shit dissed the set, you feel me? Like, I know where he from on the set, and I don't play into the little fake politics. He ain't dissing A-Trey on the set. Period. I'm not barring no disrespect from no nigga. Ain't never barred no disrespect from no nigga. Period.
Who said somebody disrespected you?
But still, the topic coming up.
Yeah, that's what I tried to read in.
I'm talking to this man, bro.
Oh,
I'm talking to him because the topic lingering, bro.
That I'm disrespecting you?
Bro, you not hear what I'm saying?
Nah.
You said you from a community,
right.
and you said where it's aimed at.
But it ain't this show said, though.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Okay, so we saying the same shit. So we saying the same shit.
Okay, for sure.
We don't got to talk about it anymore.
Yeah.
For sure.
Wow, so this was an actual mark out. So young Aunt Hefe marked out King Pill and established himself as the dominant party. He basically gave King Pill instructions on how it was going to be, and he pretty much said, I'll whoop your ass if it's something different. You know what I mean? Like, he really got, really marked him out. Now, what King Pill probably should have done in order to avoid getting marked out is he should have rose to his feet with balled fists, stood over young Aunt Hefe and asked him what he was on. What? And at that point, if a squabble were to take place, it would be justified or something like that. But this was provoked by the 16. This was instigated and orchestrated by the 16. This is only my opinion, of course. The 16 says differently, though. I want you to hear the 16's explanation.
Now, a lot of people tend to ascribe malice to things that are actually the product of just ignorance. So I do have to kind of like say that my idea was not, oh, let's say this thing that's going to heat shit up between Aunt Hefe and him. It was just literally like, that was not written down on the list of topics. It just popped into my head and I just said it. And as I said it, I kind of realized like, oh, okay, there's like a weird overlap here because one of the people that song might have offended is actually in the room. But that being said, was it intentional? Did I know that was going to happen? I mean, I don't have that level of foresight. I've actually never really seen that level of aggression or anything even close from Aunt Hefe.
And, so
the 16's trying to gaslight his own audience once again, when everyone knows that the 16 is well aware of the politics in that city of angels. Now, this next part is where it starts getting kind of crazy because King Pill, the 16 is going to explain that King Pill approached him with a hostile demeanor after the show ended and he was demanding money. Now, he didn't care. King Pill didn't give a shit about the money as much as he gave a shit about getting marked out. And so he makes up this story about wanting money and blames this whole thing on money as if he all of a sudden gets mad about money. And he does this because he doesn't want to appear like a little bitch that didn't want to do anything in the moment. And then later on, he wants to do something. So he blames his hostility on this money demand. And we all know that it's not over the money. It's because he wanted to get even with the 16. Now, listen to what the 16 says happened after the show.
I'm hungry as hell, start heating up my meal in the microwave. As I'm heating up the meal in the microwave, King Pill comes over to me and he says, yo, what's up with the money for the episode? He's saying, yo, like, can you send me that money right now? I said, yeah, the group chat that I put you in with Josh? Just text that and Josh will send it to you by the end of the night. He goes, by the end of the night? He's like, I'm trying to get paid right now. I need that money to get home. But his energy is weird. He's walking towards me. He's like really like kind of getting close to me and stuff. Pull up the No Jumper Instagram. Yeah. And so he's kind of pressing me right now. He's saying like, you know what, can you send it right now? I said, Josh can send it. He goes, can you make him send it right now? I'm like, if you want, you could call him. He goes, why can't you call him? He's like, it's your business. You could call him. He's like just pressing me about like the dumbest shit possible right now. And those are all his boys.
You see how Shorty had tried to reach out and like grab his hand and tell him to chill too, really subtly?
Yeah. It's me walking away and being like, bro, you need to chill.
Okay, look at how scared the 16 is. He's so scared and terrified and worried. And he's so cowardly. He's like, you need to stop, bro. You need to chill. He's trembling in fear and he's a pussy. And this is why Lena's on that boat. What? Because he's not a man. He can't defend himself, much less another woman or child. And he's like deeply fucking terrified about his personal safety. He thinks that he's about to get beat up and he's shaking like a French soldier. He's literally trembling. He's completely forgotten about his food. All he's worried about is looking around, looking for someone to come save him. And he's like scrambling to safety inside of a cubicle. Look at this.
Like Josh will get it to you, whatever. Okay, go to the next one. And like you can see, he's kind of like in my face now, right? Look at the way he's walking towards me. Look at the body language. Look how he's like, and then look he just bumped into me and then I kind of like push him away. And then his boys jump in here. They're pulling him away. They're separating him. So what's he do? He pulls out his phone, typical internet thug, pulls out his phone, starts filming. I'm sure he's going to drop this footage at some point. He starts calling me the F slur, starts acting like I'm a bitch. The reason why I'm in the cubicle now is because I was looking for a lighter and I was actually grabbing one off of Mikey's desk. So I'm trying to light a spliff right now.
What? So you're walking around frantically because you're looking for a lighter because you need to smoke a spliff even though you're starving and you were just heating up food 12 seconds ago? What? What happened to your food? Aren't you hungry? If you're so calm and collected and smooth and cool, why don't you just walk around and eat your food and be unbothered? So that's crazy. So the 16 was so scared that he forgot that he was hungry. And I want to say that it was an outright lie that he told us too about looking for a lighter to smoke a spliff. He's not looking for a lighter. He's looking for a weapon. He's looking for his wife's pepper spray. What? Now for this final segment, I want to show you this very troubling, very concerning clip where the 16 admits that he walks around with a gun and that he was contemplating during this altercation, he was contemplating shooting King Pill and ending his life with lethal force. This is actually crazy. Watch this. This is unhinged.
The 22-ster, keep that fire on him. So when King Pill is doing all this, I'm starting to do the math in my head. And I start thinking, okay, so what's the line that needs to be crossed here in order for the 22-ster to up blick on Cuh? Now, in my head, what I established almost immediately was like, if he punches me, I'm pulling out and I'm going to start shooting at him. Okay? That's what's going on in my head. It's like, that's the line that needs to be crossed.
Ready to take it there with him.
Him just standing close to me is not enough for me to turn this into this kind of situation, right? But either way, like it ended so quickly.
Wow. So the 16 does a great job here of demonstrating his stupidity. I mean, that's the stupidest. If he ever does shoot anyone, this clip will be played in court. What a fucking idiot. So he's like, I was just waiting for an opportunity to like justify pulling out my gun and shooting at him. That's fucking insane. And he doesn't need a permit because he's on his own property. So he can just walk around with a gun all he wants. So I would advise people not to punch him because he will end your life with lethal force. That's fucking crazy. Imagine being that scared. I mean, if you're that scared, you shouldn't be doing the type of podcasting that you're doing. That is fucking crazy. So that's the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Patreon, also, I just dropped a beautiful 30-minute video on where I teach people about 4 Extras firework accident. Okay, so check that out if you want, and I'll see you on the next one.